Hello, my name is Emma Flood, and this is a video about how to read topo maps. So what is a topo map? Well, it's basically a type of map that shows you the elevation and sort of shape of the land using contour lines. If you've ever been hiking, you've probably seen a map that looks like this, and this is a topo map. The first thing you should do is locate the legend, and this is just going to tell you what the different colors mean, what the different lines mean. Somewhere near there should also be something that points you in the direction of north, which is important. The next thing you want to do, and this might be the most important part, is figure out what your contour interval is. So that means what is the elevation change in between two lines? In this case, we can tell that these thicker lines here represent hundreds, and these thinner lines represent 20s. So from this line right here at 800, if we move up one line, that's 820, there's 20 feet of elevation change. Now if we look at the right side of the map over here, this is a pretty decent distance. This is still 20 feet of elevation change. If we look at the left side over here, we have lots of lines very close together. This is still 20 feet of elevation change in between each line, but I mean, there's just so many lines over here. So what that tells us is that this is super steep on this side of this mountain or hill or whatever this is. And over here, this is much more gradual. This is not going to be as steep as this left side. If you see closed circles, you're looking at either a hill or maybe a mountain. That's what this would look like on a more realistic map. And I love these illustrations because this kind of shows you what you'd be looking at on your topo map versus how that mountain might look in real life. I especially love these ones on top. Over here, we can see there's lots of lines and they're pretty close together. And this mountain is pretty tall and pretty steep compared to the one on the right. There's fewer lines, they're more spaced out, and this mountain is shorter and not as steep. Here we have two sections of the same map actually, and on the right side we can tell that there are not a lot of lines. There's one hill over here, but it's not, we're not seeing tons of bullseyes or anything. The lines are pretty spaced apart compared to on the left side. These lines are super close together. There's tons of lines. They're super close together. We're seeing some bullseyes. So these are the tops of mountains over here. And yeah, basically all of these lines indicate very steep terrain. So that means that on the left, we're looking at mountains, and on the right, we're looking at relatively flat land. So that's the basics of reading topo maps. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.